you really don't call in the playoffs. He jammed A.J. Brown up. He couldn't get off the jam, so he decided to spin and then spins, and then Jimmy almost intercepts the pass. It was just one of those games that looked really controversial the entire game where you're like, hey, like, is this the playoffs or are we in the preseason? Like, you just felt, again, weird. It felt like one-sided in terms of penalties. The Bengals had 9 penalties for 71 yards, and again, crucial penalties. There was a play where they gave him an extra third down, where they said, hey, they were blowing the ball dead because of the clock was supposed to stop, and they blew the clock dead after they didn't get the first down. Like, it was really weird. Then they give them another third down, and of course, on that third down, they give them a penalty that gets them a first down, and it didn't feel right. And again, the refs should not be involved in championship games. They shouldn't be involved in playoffs in general. You shouldn't be talking about the refs when you get to the playoffs. It should be like, hey, man, this was an incredible play. Hey, man, this was an incredible play. This guy made a heck of a play. But instead, we're sitting here talking about, hey, what was that call? Like, hey, what happened there? And there were 2 missed holding calls on that same play. So it's like, hey, like they held 2 players and no call. And then, of course, you make the call where Burrows gets pushed out of bounds. But if you make the holding calls, then they negate each other and you replay the downs. And you just hate to see games decided like that. You know, it doesn't feel as earned. I hate the way it happened. I'm not a fan of the way the league let this one go down. You know, none of them refs, I can't say none of them, but, you know, those refs should not have a playoff game again, both for both games.